Hello everybody and welcome to a brand new series here on the channel on Crusader Kings 2, a Game of Thrones mod. We are now playing as Roose Bolton. I thought this would be a really interesting campaign to do. This isn't replacing, I'll say this now, this isn't replacing the House Clegane playthrough that is still going on. This is going to run alongside for a couple of, not sure how long. I don't think this is going to be a very long series. We're just going to see what sort of trouble we can cause as Roose Bolton. I kind of came up with this idea on a bit of a whim the other day. Recording another video, I kind of thought about doing a Bolton playthrough. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to kick it straight off here. I think this is a good one to do because it's kind of the opposite of Gregor Clegane. If we find good old Sir Gregor down here, obviously huge, strong, physically imposing, all focused on his martial ability. Whereas Lord Roose Bolton, very well-rounded character, but most of his kind of key attributes are in intrigue, so he's a very sneaky character. So it's going to be fun to see the difference between being a big, scary, strong man and a bit of a sneaky character. So we do have some kind of admin, I guess, to work through. I'm going to be trying to roleplay a little bit once again, as I did with Sir Gregor Clegane. So in terms of our ambition, I'm going to go with the get married. I know some people might think I'm just choosing the easy one, but we know from the show and from the books that Roose Bolton hates his illegitimate son Ramsay Bolton, who, well, he is legitimised now, but he's not. He's a legitimised bastard. So, it's. I think it makes sense for Roose to want to get married and start a legitimate family. In terms of focus, I'm going to go with intrigue again because I think that suits Roose the best. So we're going to get those sorted straight away. We do have, obviously, Ramsay needs to get married as well. He's a lunatic. So I'm hoping we can kind of not have to play as Ramsay because that would be quite difficult to do. We'll try and find him a good wife, though, a good match. If you did watch the House Clegane playthrough, you notice that I did try and kind of marry to make sure we get some good traits in the family. Because I'm playing as Roose, this time I'm going to try and get matches which will increase our power. Basically, my main aim is to eventually take over the north. Obviously, that should be my ambition, but for now I'm looking to take some more areas around our land. We do have the Dreadfort and Ethering, and we have High Point and Overton as vassals. Sir Edgar Overton and Sir Lud Whitehill, of course, famous from the Telltale games with their rivalry with House Forrester, so they are under our control as well. But maybe, looking to take some land in Carhold, or I'm not quite sure where we could go just yet, but looking to increase our power as much as we can. So we'll try and find a good match for Ramsay, preferably someone close by. Definitely a Northman. Maybe Last Hearth, that could be interesting. They do have some very strong children up there in Last Hearth. Lord John, Great John. You know what, let's go with an Umber. I think that's a good idea. No, not me. I mean, I need to find a wife as well, but although we do have Alice Karstark. So let's marry Ramsay to a Karstark. I think that's a good start. That gets a non-aggression pact with Carhold. And we will see if we can marry one of the Umber children. Now, would I rather strong or huge? That's the question. I think strong. So we'll go with Alice and Umber. She's a treasurer there, so hopefully she can do a job for us as well. So let's get married to there. So we'll have two sort of possible alliances in Last Hearth to the north of us, and in fact they have a lot of land under Lord John Greatjohn, and Carhold over here. Of course, the Karstarks, not exactly best friends with the Starks. So I think that's pretty much everything we needed to do. I do need to obviously get my council working on things. Do we have anyone better than that? Not really. So for now we'll try and improve diplomatic relations with Lord John Greatjohn. We will train troops in the Dreadfort just in case we need them. Oversea Province, try and get some special taxes. Tax the Dreadfort. We're going to build a spy network in Winterfell and perform charity in the Dreadfort. I mean, maybe I should have. I'm just trying to think about intrigue, what we can do. I mean, I can straight away start kidnapping some of the rulers of the north. In fact, I could kidnap King Rob. I don't think I want to do that because that's going to cause so many problems later on. Let's see if there's anyone. It would be quite interesting to kind of get the war over with. Can we? No, we can't kill Joffrey. Basically, I'm kind of looking to possibly try and start with some kidnapping to try and basically get some money, essentially, is my kind of plot. Try and get some good ransoms from that. I don't quite know where to go with this. Because, well, I mean, I'm not at war with them, so it's not going to help me to have them kidnapped. So we're going to leave it for now, I think. Not get us in trouble straight away. Let's give some titles out. We'll give our most loyal. We'll give Ramsay the cupbearer to try and get his loyalty up a little bit. And we'll give the other titles to the people that like us least. Again, just to try and improve their opinion of us a little bit. Basically bribe them with power positions. We are going to make our designated region as Ramsay. So if anything happens to us, we do have a region who is our, a family member, so he's not likely to do anything stupid. Should we give Ramsay Bolton Ethering? You know what, why not? We'll wait till he's married first, and then we'll give him Ethering. So we're going to speed it up a little bit. I'm going to put it on Realms View so we can see how the war is progressing. Of course, the North and the... I can never remember all these... The Riverlands. Is that Riverlands? The Kingdom of the Trident, let's go with that. They are attacking the Iron Throne, and everyone else is kind of doing their own thing. So we are now married to Alisan Umber, and I think we're going to have the ambition to... let's gain an honorary title. I feel like, Roose again wants to kind of suck up a little bit to Rob and get on his good side, so he can get some good power out of it. So we'll go with honorary title. Hopefully we can get some money as well out of the Umbers. Do I want prestige or money? I think I want money at this point. See what he gives us. He gave us 25 gold. He complained about that, but I think that's alright. I decided to institute the minimal feudal taxes law. All that is needed is the support of yourself and my other loyal vassals. I'll approve, again, to try and get Rob to like us as much as possible before we inevitably betray him. So we'll approve of that. Ramsay Bolton and Alice Carstark have gotten married, and it is the customary for a dowry to be paid to the groom's house. Yeah, let's get some more money. 50 gold, not bad at all. We could hold a wedding feast, but I don't think it's necessary. Ooh, Dark Wings, Dark Words. A raven has arrived from White Tree, with words from King Mance II of Beyond the Wall. It can no longer be denied that the others, the ancient enemy, have once again risen. It is time for all men to aside petty differences and unite to reclaim the dawn. Ready the men, we ride north at dawn. We probably won't actually do anything about that, but we'll join the war to get our prestige up. We're not going to hold a wedding feast. We are going to give him the lordship of Ethering. It's not worth a lot to us. It's kind of a bit of a nothing piece of land. It's not worth it. It's just a fort, basically, whereas the Dread Fort has a couple of cities and a couple of a chapel and a castle. So it's making us some decent income per turn. Per turn? Not my per turn, but, decent balance, monthly balance. We can get some bodyguards. We do need to make him our regent again. Do we have anyone that's good at dueling? Not particularly. So we're no longer in command. I'm not sure why we're in command anyway, to be honest. We are, of course, already the Spy Master, or the Master of Laws even, which I find a bit strange. I think we should be Spy Master with our 31 intrigue. We could pretty much do anything at this point with 31 intrigue. That is a very good amount of intrigue. But I don't really want to... I mean, the problem is I could, kidnap Robb Stark and ransom him off for lots of money, but I feel like that's just going to come back and bite us later on. Unless he's losing the war. I think if he starts to lose the war, then I might... Ooh, what about Balon? Can we do anything to Balon? Not particularly. We can't kidnap any of his family or anything. What about Prince Theon? No. Just try and weaken them a little bit, but it doesn't look like we're going to be able to achieve any of that. What about Euron? I mean, it'd be great if we could invite Euron to court, but I don't think that's going to happen. What about Joffrey? I just want to do something. I want to cause some chaos, basically. It's the entire purpose of this playthrough. I mean, we have a good chance to attack... oh, we could kidnap Lady Shireen. Let's do that. Seems a bit random, I know, but, anything to get us a bit of money, because we can ransom her off or keep her and lower Stannis' power. I'm just going to have a sip of me coffee. That was me talking, not Roose. I don't think Roose would stop to have a sip of coffee. I don't think he'd even have coffee, let's be honest. Who can we invite to this plot? It said we could get a good amount of power, but not just yet. I don't really want to pay people if we don't have to. So we'll leave it for a little bit and see if anyone decides to join. But a lot of people seem to like Shireen, which is a bit annoying. Well, it's not, because I like Shireen, but it'd be nice to cause some chaos, as I said. I'm trying to think what else we can kind of do? Can we offer an alliance? We can form an alliance with... Oh, what's this? Dear son-in-law, your wisdom and mercy are legendary. We would like you to back our plot to kill Lord Bride and Black... Why do you want to kill the Blackfish? I mean, I'll accept. I like to cause a bit of controversy, but why do they want to kill the Blackfish? That's my concern. So we are going to form an alliance with Last Hearth and Carhold, which gives us a lot of power. It basically gives us this entire corner, basically. I mean, it would be interesting if we could go and sort of take Skagos for ourselves. Ooh, that's a possibility, actually. Try and take these islands, and then we control from sort of Lonely Hills, well, we control from Ethring to Driftwood Hall. You're not quite sure how, but Lord Paramount Stannis has found out about your plot to kidnap Lady Shireen Baratheon. It must do with Lord... Oh, it must be to do with Lord Paramount Stannis. Okay, so he knows about the plot, so that's not going to work out. We're going to cancel that before anything bad happens. I'm thinking now about, instead of increasing relations with Last Hearth, because we already alliances, let's see if we can fabricate some claims on the islands of Skagos. Or Scargos, I'm not quite sure how to say it. Could be quite interesting, because as I said, then we control sort of all of this northern corner, sort of northeast corner of the north. So if we do decide at some point to attack anything, we've got a strong sort of support base back here. Faith Militant restored. The Faith of the Seven and the High Septon historically had two military orders, collectively known as the Faith Militant, to call upon in defence of the Faith. The warriors' sons were made up of fanatical knights, many from noble families, who were vowed to fight enemies of the Faith. The Poor Fellows was the more humble order, made up of common folk and women. These lightly armed footmen protected the pilgrims of Westeros on their travels. Now the High Septon has acquired enough authority to restore the Faith Militant once more. There we go, that's interesting. Not sure what Joffrey's hoping to... Oh, we were sieging King's Landing then. Oh, that's frustrating. I mean, I reckon if we do one of these plots, we are going to get more power than it suggests. So, let's see if we can do away with Joffrey. Why not? Because, let's be honest, it's something we've all thought of before. I mean, it'd be great to have Varys on my side, because... In fact, we're going to send him a gift. He's married for some reason, not quite sure why. I'm going to send him a gift of 18.3 gold, just to increase his opinion of us. It's not going to get him to join the plot, but at the same time, it's nice to have someone like Varys like you, because if we then decide to do other plots, we've got a chance to recruit him, and he has a lot of power, obviously, in King's Landing. Oh dear, not going very well up north, it looks like. White Walker, the others are invading beyond the wall, and they're losing. But they've managed to beat off, it looks like, Mance from attacking the wall, because obviously he's now distracted fighting further north. There we go, so Mance hasn't taken the wall, but they are still fighting the Ironborn. Oh, Ramsay, what are you doing? You've received word that your son Lord Ramsay is carrying acts of low depravity in the lands near the Dreadfort. It's rumours that he and his loyal men have taken to capturing young peasant women only to release them into the wild and hunt them down with packs of feral dogs. Oh, Ramsay, what are you doing? I'm not going to imprison Lord Ramsay, thanks very much. He's my only heir at the moment. Speaking of which, that is a bit worrying that nothing's really happened. We don't have another heir at this point. And neither does Ramsay. It's not what we wanted. Oh! Looks like Varys joined our... There we go, Varys did join eventually. My co-conspirator Sir Varys has bribed a hunter taking King Joffrey on a trip into the wilds to quietly dispatch the child and make it look like an accident. This could be the end of Joffrey then. Let's see what happens. Or we're going to get caught out and it's all going to go wrong. One of two things will happen here. This hunter's taking his time though. Oh, we were caught. Damn it. That's frustrating. Success. The hunter did what he was paid for and made sure King Joffrey never returned from the hunting trip. Unfortunately, he later lost his nerve and told everyone willing to listen about my involvement. Great. So now we are going to be hated by the entirety of the Lannister family. Can we kidnap my cellar though? That could be another interesting plot to do, and I'm presuming Varys won't want to join now, because he hates us basically. But that is a interesting development that we've managed to kill Joffrey, so Tommen, the far more reasonable Tommen Baratheon, is now the king. He is still suspected of being illegitimate, but that's fine. I just want to cause some chaos any way I can, basically. It's my kind of thing at the moment. Lord, I regret to inform you that I've decided to remove you from your position on the council. I presume that may be because of being known as a murderer now. Oh, but we're being put in charge of some troops. Oh, great, 1,000 men. Damon is no longer our seneschal, or however you say that word. I have no idea how to say that word. Do we have anyone? We may need to hire some more courtiers at some point, or invite some to our court, because we don't have many very good ones. Our piety is terrible, our prestige is okay, but not great. So King Tommen is now King of the Iron Throne, of course. We're no longer in command, I don't know what's happening there. Right, so that plot's not going anywhere, really. And Edwin is no longer our priest. Do we have another one? No, we're going to have to recruit employ a new courtier, a holy man, and put him in position. Oh, he's good, 21 on learning skill. That is a very good amount of learning skill. So we'll put him straight to work where we can, in the Dreadfort. As the Ironborn, sorry, are slowly making their way through the Northlands. We are actually leading this army here and trying to claim back some of these forts to the north, but it's not looking good for the north at the moment. We're losing down south, and the Iron Isles are attacking the homeland, as it were. So knowing we can't try and kidnap King Tommen, that would be good. The commanding Lord Roose, peace be with you, I would like to offer you... Oh, I'll pause it. I'd like to offer you the honour of a place on my council as Spymaster. There we go. That's kind of what I wanted, to be his Spymaster. I feel like that's a position much more suiting us, although it does put us a lot closer. We have a 401% chance of killing Rob. That is ridiculous. Oh, one of the Karstarks. The Wisdom and Mercy are legendary. Would like you to back our plot to replace Lord Bryden Tully as Master of Arms. Oh, that's why they want to kill the Blackfish, because he is Rob's Master at Arms, I presume. That must be why. Where is the Blackfish? I can't remember. There we go. Okay, Lord Bryden back, Blackfish. Yeah, he's Master at Arms of the North. That's why they wanted to kill him. I understand now. That makes more sense. I mean, it's a bit of a shame they do, because actually he's a very good Master at Arms and he does some good work, but I presume either Lord John Greatjohn wants to take that position for himself, or maybe Rickard. No, his Marshal's not great. He'd be more likely to be the Great John. Son John Small John, which is a brilliant name. The man is a coward, that's for certain. He can't fight, shadows and loud noises frighten him, and blood makes him faint. Who's this? Oh, this is our priest. I'll pick the top one. I don't really know what that does, but I don't think it really changes much, to be honest. I'm going to wrap this episode up pretty soon. I'm just waiting to see how the war progresses a little bit. I am quite tempted to kind of get Rob out the way in a way, and oh, Sansa was executed. That's disappointing. As Lady Catelyn Tully is now married to a Flint. Not quite sure why. Where are the Flints? Flints are... Flint's fingers would be where. Bit of an interesting one. The rumours about a plot brewing here in Last Hearth seem to be true. Hopefully I can uncover it. Am I investigating the plot that I'm part... What? Why am I'm investigating myself, essentially. That's not a good idea. I'm trying to think if we can pass any laws which will help. Not really. Because we don't have technology in this mod, which is good. It looks like we are actually beating the Iron Isles out of the north, which is good. But there's not really much more we can do, because we can't go and siege the Iron Isles, because basically we don't have the ships for it, which is upsetting, but it looks like we're going to be kind of stuck in a bit of a stalemate, and it looks like... Oh, Tommen's died as well, under suspicious circumstances. There we go. So Mycella is now the queen, and the heir would be Shireen Baratheon. Hang on, has Stannis died? Yes, Stannis died under... Oh no, that's King Robert. Wait, no. Clicking the wrong things. What happened to Stannis Baratheon then? I should have added people to special interest. I did forget to do that. Yeah, there we go. Mycella. Stannis was hanged by King Tommen, so we obviously beat him, and then Mycella has become queen. But if she dies, then Shireen Baratheon takes the throne. You know what? No, I'm going to try and kidnap Shireen. Forget it. Changed my mind completely. Try and kidnap Shireen and then hopefully maybe assassinate... Oh, never mind, they lost the war, I think. Or did they claim peace? I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure what happened there. It kind of just ended. Ah, truce. There we go. So the North did lose in the end, but there doesn't seem to be too many repercussions for it, as the war for the Dawn was lost, unfortunately. Lord Paramount Tywin Lannister has used his attendance of a feast in King's Landing to present a petition for justice before Queen Mycella's court. He demanded justice for your supposed crimes against him, but Queen Mycella saw through these thin accusations. Queen Mycella believed your testimony and declared you innocent. Ha! Take that, Tywin Lannister. I mean, we are a known murderer. We did kill her brother, but we won't talk about that. Tywin, can you not do that, please? So I think we're going to leave it there. Kind of a lot's happened, and I think with the war over now, I can take some time to sort of off-camera get some special interest people and make sure we're keeping a track of the world. We do, of course, have this plot going to try and kidnap Shireen Baratheon, which is supported by King Varys, actually, which is interesting. Hang on. Oh, Lord Tyrion is now Paramount of the Stormlands. Okay, that's interesting. So we kind of have Lannisters everywhere at the moment, which is a bit unfortunate because they absolutely hate us. Maybe killing Joffrey was a mistake, but then again, that's not a sentence anyone has ever said. Anyway, as I said, I'm going to wrap this episode up now and do a bit of work off camera to get it a bit more set out. But I do hope you've enjoyed this first episode. I am looking forward to playing as the Boltons, a very interesting family. Obviously, probably one of the most famous, smaller families in the world of Westeros, so it's going to be interesting to see how it progresses. Anyway, if you have enjoyed the video, please do feel free to leave a like if you're excited for this new series. If not, it's absolutely fine. You don't have to leave a like. It's always nice to see, though. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.